then you're going to allocate 5K to that one DTE strategy. And what you're going to try to do is make 1% to 2% per day. If you want to do 2 contracts, then you need to have 10K. If you want to do 3 contracts, then you need to have 15K, and then so forth. This is how you scale this type of strategy. In this video, we're going to discuss making daily gains with the 1 DTE strategy. This strategy is phenomenal. It is the second hardest strategy next to the 0 DTE strategy that is super popular right now in the mainstream options world. It's actually been on CNBC, Bloomberg, a lot of different blogs, podcasts, and so forth. If you haven't heard of 0 DTE trading, then you are not in the options world. But I'm here to say that the 1 DTE strategy can be just as powerful with 50% less risk. When you are trading a short-term option strategy, the closer you get to expiration, the more risk you have, the more gamma risk you have. Gamma measures how fast delta is changing based on a percentage. And delta measures, one of the things delta measures is your directional risk based on a 1-point move. And gamma is measuring how fast that directional risk is changing based on a percentage. So the most gamma risk you can have is with a 0 DTE trade. And the second most gamma risk you can have is with a 1 DTE trade, but it's at least 50% less than the 0 DTE trade, but you can have daily gains. It's almost like day trading. It's almost like doing the 0 DTE trade the way we teach here at the Dorian Trader, but you have a significantly less amount of risk. So if all else was equal, but you can have less risk, then why not try the less risky trade? I do understand, and I'm not poo-pooing the fact that you can make the most if you're really solid, if you're really good at 0 DTE trading. You can make the most with that and have no overnight risk. When you're trading the 1 DTE strategy, you do have overnight risk, and that seems to scare a lot of people. But if you think about it, you have overnight risk in every single strategy except the 0 DTE trade or the day trading process. Yes, with trades that are longer than 1 DTE, you still have, some time still. Even though you have that overnight risk, you have some time still. But with options, it's something that's called implied volatility. Implied volatility just states how volatile the stock is trading at that time, or what the market deems that stock or that index is trading at that time. How volatile is it? And if it's something going on and the market is nervous about whatever's going on, then the volatility is going to reflect that. And it's going to be in those options for that 1 DTE trade. So if you're trading options the way we teach at the Dorian Trader, you're going to be most of the time at least 2 standard deviations away, or 2 expected moves away from the current price of the next day. So for the next day of that trade. So you are eliminating a lot of the risks. And what I mean by that is people are worried about overnight risk, and they think, okay, what happens if the market tanks or goes up a significant amount and the next day I'm in the money? Well, we've been trading this strategy for over 2 years and we've never been in the money. Doesn't mean we won't be in the money one day, but we've never been in the money to this point. We believe one day we will, but when risk is known, it's going to be in the options. So how can you have a proven portfolio strategy to gain daily profits? We're at the Dorian Trader. This is what we believe. Hey, this is what we believe. Let's break it down. So we're looking at the TastyTrade platform here, and this is on the weekend. This is a Sunday afternoon, and I am recording this video, so I'm going to use the 2 days to expiration option chain numbers. But everything I'm going to say applies to the 1 DTE strategy. Everything I'm going to say is going to apply to the 1 DTE strategy. So at the Dorian Trader, we believe that you should use 5K, you should allocate 5,000 to every one contract that you use. So if your account was $5,000, then you're going to allocate 5K to that one DTE strategy. And what you're going to try to do is make 1% to 2% per day. Per day. So what that means is that absolute dollar wise, you're going to try to make $50 to $100 every single day after fees and commissions. So if you're able to make that $50 off that 5K, that would equal 1%. If you're able to make $100 after fees and commissions, that would equal 2% of your 5K. If you want to do 2 contracts, then you need to have 10K. If you want to do 3 contracts, then you need to have 15K, and then so forth. This is how you scale this type of strategy so that you can make 1 to 2% every single day on your overall portfolio. That is your strategy. That is your goal. 1 to 2%. Can it be done? Absolutely. Is it easy? Absolutely not. You have to understand the process. You have to understand how to put on the trade, how to read the trade, what's going on with the trade once you put it on. You have to understand adjusting at a super high level, because you will have to adjust these trades even though you're starting off with 70, 80, 90% probabilities of winning. You will have to adjust these trades from time to time, so you have to have this skill of adjusting, a high level of skill of adjusting. The fourth thing you're going to have to understand is how to take the trade off. Do you take the trade off as an iron condor? Do you take the trade off as a put spread and then the call spread? Do you take off the short legs only? Do you put stop loss orders? Do you put good to counter orders? Do you put alerts on it? All of those things have to be considered to be able to trade this one DTE strategy at a super high level. Now, we have been doing this strategy for over 2 years. And over the last 6 months, we have lost on the strategy 2 days. And that's almost trading it every single day. And those 2 losses have been insignificant. We have been racking up very nice returns every single week on the portfolio. This 1DT strategy can be a game changer for everyone that's out there that's looking for that short-term trading gratification. You do not have to be right directionally to win on this type of trade, but you do need to know those 4 things we just mentioned. So if you have 5K, you can allocate that to 1 contract. If you have more than that, then you can allocate 5K to every contract that you're going to use. So at the Dorian Trader, what we start off by doing is checking the VIX number, the VIX amount. This is the VIX here. We check to see the rule of 16. So we take the VIX to 1380 and we divide it by 16. That gives us a 0.86% expected percentage move based on the VIX, based on this number here, based on the VIX. We take that number in consideration, then we check the straddle price based on the platform expected move. So you can see here the straddle price is 30.50. We round that up to 31, and the TastyTrade platform is saying just under 30, so we round that up to 30. So we go with the bigger number, and if you're using TastyTrade, it's normally going to be the straddle price that you're going to use. We take that number, then we add it to the last price. Right? We add it and we subtract it to the last price to be able to determine where we're going to start our short legs at. And when we're doing a 1DT trade, we're doing a 20-point wide spread. So if we take that 31 plus times 2, that's going to be 62. So we're going to take that 62 once again from this number and subtract it from that number. So we're taking the 45.14 minus 62. That's going to take us to the 44.52. So let's just say the 44.50. That's going to be where we put the trade at. We're doing a 20-point wide spread. This is how we do it at the Dorian Trader. And then we're going to add the 62 to the 45.14. That's going to take us to 45.76. So we're probably going to be most likely at the 45.75. 20 points wide. So if you can see this here, we're trying to collect at least $100 when we do this trade to be able to meet that requirement of 1 to 2% every single day. So in this example here, we would be collecting $115. So that would give us $100 after fees and commissions. So if we went then to check how far we're away from at the money percentage wise from that VIX number. Remember that VIX number was 0.86%. Basically, we want to see how far are we from at the money. So we take the short strike on the call side minus the last price divided by the last price. So we're going to take the 45.75 minus the 45.14, and then we're going to divide it by the 45.14. That's going to give us 1.3% away. So if the VIX is saying 0.86% away, well, this will give us a lot further away. Now, keep in mind, this is a 2-day expiration, so most likely you're going to be closer to that 1%, maybe 1.1%, something like that. But you get the idea, you get the point here that you want to be as far away as you possibly can from the at the money price, so you can deal with a market moving more than the 1 standard deviation expectancy. So once we determine that, then we go through the process of putting on our alerts, putting on our good to cancel orders, and then we understand how to read the trade when it's on, and then we understand how to adjust the trade, and then we understand how to take off the trade. If you can master these 4 steps of trading the 1 DTE strategy, you can have gains of 1 to 2% every single day that you do the strategy. Do we do it every day? No. Do we do it most days? Absolutely. Some days we do not do it due to economic news coming out that we just don't want to have to deal with, like maybe the Fed coming out, or in this world right now we have very, very high inflation. So inflation data that comes out like the CPI can move the market in a significant way. So we try to avoid those days. But besides that, and maybe the unemployment numbers, we are trading this 1 DTE strategy every single day. Every single day. All right, so we are trying to grow this YouTube channel to at least 5K or 5,000 subscribers. So if you can please help us, if you find value in this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Tell us what you think about the 1 DTE strategy. Tell us if you're trading the 1 DTE strategy, if you're trading the 0 DTE strategy, and if you have heard us talk about the 7 DTE strategy, if that's what you're trading, let us know. We would love to hear from you. We answer all comments. With that said, we thank you for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.